it's amazing to watch him be exactly who he is, be the lyric king. And people who never even listen to lyrics are like reciting his freestyles, his battles, his songs.
Chains and Whips is the name of the diss track that Clips debuted at the Louis Vuitton fashion show. And TikTok is telling us that Kendrick Lamar is supposed to be on this song. Remember, back in August, Pusha T said they were missing just one feature. And then in December, Pusha T said the album was officially done.
Drake now suing Universal Music Group, where Kendrick is also his label mate, over Lamar's #1 song. In the lawsuit, Drake alleging that UMG knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track, which was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal.
Here is a new blind item that is allegedly about Drake's latest move with young girls. The former wheelchair actor is at it again. This time, at least, the person he followed on social media is barely legal.
And he's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
Oh my God, you won't believe the tea I'm about to spill. The hip-hop world is absolutely shaking right now because word on the street is that Kendrick Lamar and Pusha T are joining forces. And honey, they're coming for Drake's throat. And trust me, this isn't just any ordinary collaboration. They're apparently planning to double down on those shocking PDF file allegations and expose some of Drake's darkest secrets. But wait, it gets even messier. Drake, clearly feeling the heat, just did something absolutely wild. He filed a defamation lawsuit against his own label, UMG, over Kendrick's devastating diss track, Not Like Us. Can you believe the audacity? Drake's claiming UMG promoted the track even though they supposedly knew the allegations were completely false. But here's where it gets really spicy. Drake's actually trying to play the Jewish heritage card, claiming Kendrick targeted him because of his background. And if you thought that was dramatic enough, hold on to your seats because Drake is now pressuring the NFL to block Kendrick from performing Not Like Us at the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show. But here's the tea. People are saying Drake might have just shot himself in the foot with this lawsuit because if this case goes to discovery, let's just say it could bring a whole lot of unwanted attention to Drake's personal life, especially his, shall we say, questionable behavior around very young women. It's like everything Drake has touched since this beef with Kendrick exploded has turned into an absolute disaster. And this defamation lawsuit, chilly, it's looking like it might be his biggest mistake yet. But wait, there's more. The rumor mill is churning overtime because word has it that Kendrick and Pusha T are cooking up something extra spicy with Pharrell's help. And darling, they're not just planning to double down on those allegations from Kendrick's diss track. Sources are saying they're going even deeper into Drake's past. So many questions are swirling around. What's Drake's real endgame with this defamation lawsuit? Why is he suing UMG instead of going straight for Kendrick? And are Kendrick and Pusha really about to end Drake's whole career? Let's dive into all this piping hot tea.
Let's break it down.
His songs, it's great to watch. And it's great for what it is that we do in lyric-driven hip-hop. It's great to see.
Let me tell you something, Drake is absolutely losing it right now. He's desperately trying to control the narrative before Kendrick's Super Bowl show, but whoever's giving him advice needs to be fired immediately because every single move is blowing up in his face. After Kendrick absolutely demolished him in their feud, Drake should have just taken the L, laid low for a while, and come back strong with an amazing album. Maybe something like Take Care 2. But no, honey, he just had to keep poking the bear, and now even his own fans are saying he's going out sad. So, in case you missed all the drama, let me catch you up. Drake just filed this absolutely shocking federal lawsuit accusing Universal Music Group of defamation over promoting Kendrick's earth-shattering diss track, Not Like Us. The lawsuit basically rehashes all these claims Drake made back in November when he was crying about UMG supposedly scheming to artificially boost Not Like Us on Spotify. Drake's out here claiming the label used all sorts of shady tactics like pay-to-play schemes, bots, and other methods to inflate the song's popularity. But hold on to your wigs, because that's not even the craziest part. Drake makes these absolutely wild claims in his defamation lawsuit about Not Like Us supposedly being anti-Semitic. The lawsuit states, and I'm quoting this because it's just too much, furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us. The Drake alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague but an effing colonizer. Chili, if you're rolling your eyes at this, you are not alone. People on social media are dragging Drake through the mud, calling this the most pathetic attempt to play victim because everyone knows the colonizer lyric has absolutely nothing to do with him being half Jewish. In fact, and this is the gag, people are pointing out that Drake immediately connecting Jewish people to the word colonizer is more anti-Semitic than anything he's accusing Kendrick of. One person on X absolutely ate Drake up, saying Drake weaponizing his Jewish heritage against Kendrick while citing deranged FBA accounts as proof that Kendrick H's Jewish people is some nasty work F that man forever. And another person spilled nothing but facts when they wrote, Drake is the only one who connected colonialism to Judaism by describing the line, "Your colonizer," which was in reference to how he treats black culture, not Jewish culture, as alluding to his Jewish heritage. Drake alone made that connection. But wait, because it gets even more unhinged. Drake really had the nerve to compare the shooting incident at his Toronto mansion back in May 2024 to the Pizzagate scandal. The lawsuit actually states, and I'm not making this up, it was just 3 days after UMG originally published the recording in image that Drake was targeted at his Toronto house by armed intruders in the 2024 equivalent of Pizzagate.
While police wouldn't confirm it at the time, a new legal filing says Drake was inside his multi-million-dollar Toronto home early on the morning of May 7th of last year when shots were fired from a passing car. According to that lawsuit, the car stopped in front of the residence. Someone yelled F Drake, and at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard, who was also one of Drake's friends. While the car drove away, Drake and others in the house summoned help for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. The rapper's lawsuit alleges that it took nearly 30 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. The suit also says the following day, an intruder showed up at the home and used his hands to dig a hole under a security fence, gaining access to the property and yelling racist slurs and threats.
And honey, the mess doesn't stop there. Drake is actually out here complaining in his lawsuit about people making fun of him online. He even included a picture of this flyer that was being posted all around Toronto showing him with this Canadian YouTuber who got locked up for SA. The lawsuit is giving very much Dear Diary energy when it says an avalanche of online hate speech has branded Drake as an ex-offender and PD file among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claims that Drake is a AER on a level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein. In direct response to UMG's publications, social media users called for the FBI to come at this point and for Drake to be locked up and behind bars. But here's where it gets really interesting. And by interesting, I mean completely bizarre. The lawsuit doesn't come for Kendrick at all. Instead, it's only going after UMG for profiting from what Drake claims are false allegations. The lawsuit literally states, the lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false but dangerous. The lawsuit then goes on this whole defensive spiral, saying UMG knows for a fact that Drake isn't a PDF file and has never done anything that would put him on neighborhood watch. It's giving very much the Lady Death protest too much when it states Drake has never engaged in relations with a minor. Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. And let me spill some scalding hot tea about why this lawsuit makes absolutely no sense. If Drake is out here claiming UMG is guilty of defamation for promoting a song with supposedly false allegations, then honey, they're just as guilty of promoting Drake's own diss track Family Matters, where he accused Kendrick of putting his hands on his wife. Drake needs to prove UMG acted with malice, but they published and promoted both artists' songs. So now he's got to explain how Kendrick's lyrics are defamatory, but his aren't. Make it make sense. And speaking of things that don't add up, Drake clearly didn't think those lyrics through before accusing Kendrick of domestic violence, because on that very same song, he gives a shout out to none other than Chris Brown. Yes, the same Chris Brown who's a known and convicted woman abuser. The line, "You know who even bang a set out there is CB," is supposedly about Chris Brown's alleged blood gang connections. But Chile, why would you shout out Chris Brown on a song where you're supposedly calling out Kendrick for DV? And let's not forget the absolute mess of Drake getting with Rihanna after the Chris Brown incident, publicly professing his undying love for her, just to turn around and give props to the man who harmed her. The hypocrisy is literally screaming. Remember when Drake tried to come for Kendrick on The Heart Part 8, claiming Kendrick was a hypocrite for calling him out on his questionable affiliations? Drake had the nerve to rap, "Still bumping R. Kelly, you can thank the Savior, said if they delete his music, then your music is going too. A hypocrite." Well, honey, Drake didn't do his homework because it wasn't even Kendrick who objected to R. Kelly's music being removed. It was actually Anthony Tiffith, the CEO of Top Dog Entertainment, who threatened to pull TDE's music from Spotify over the R. Kelly situation. But here's the gag. Drake conveniently forgot to mention that he's actually the one paying R. Kelly royalties after sampling him on TSU from his 2021 album Certified Lover Boy. The mess just keeps piling up. It's like Drake has completely lost the plot at this point. His defamation lawsuit against UMG is already backfiring spectacularly before it even makes it to trial, if it ever does. Instead of clearing his name, this lawsuit has people digging even deeper into Drake's past. And baby, the contradictions are stacking up faster than pancakes at IHOP. Drake's over here trying to have it both ways, accusing UMG of defamation for promoting Kendrick's diss track while simultaneously trying to downplay the song's impact by claiming it was artificially inflated with bots. So which is it, sweetie? Was the track insignificant or was it damaging enough to sue over? And let me tell you why filing this lawsuit was possibly the worst move Drake could have made. All those old receipts of him getting close to young women are back in the spotlight. And these aren't just some baseless rumors or conspiracy theories, darling. We're talking about documented instances, from those suspicious text exchanges with Millie Bobby Brown to that absolutely cringe footage of him kissing a 17-year-old on stage and making comments about her body after she told him her age.
So I know there's a lot of rap fans in here and shit like that. You know, I'm there and there. See what's up, man. My man right here, my man keeps saluting me over there. You know, I see y'all, man. My nigga up there, man. You know, all my rap fans in here, right? But I just want to know if you think maybe for like the women in Colorado, I should just take one opportunity to sing one song. You think so? As a Colorado woman, you'd enjoy that? Alright, well listen, 17. I had fun. I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breasts feel against my chest and stuff. I just want to thank you. It's okay, I'm only 23, I can do shit like that, baby. I can kiss 17-year-olds, I'm still good.
Now, let's talk about Millie because this tea is scalding. Back in July 2018, she told W Magazine that Drake started texting her after they first met in Australia in November 2017, when she was just 13 years old. And if that wasn't concerning enough, fast forward a few months, and Millie's over here telling Access Hollywood that they're still talking all the time. And Drake regularly texts her saying he misses her.
He's honestly so fantastic and a great friend and a great role model. You know, we just texted each other the other day and he was like, I miss you so much. I was like, I miss you more. He's coming to Atlanta, so I'm definitely gonna go and see him. I'm so excited, yeah.
You and Drake? That's awesome. That's awesome.
What advice does he give you? Like, what does he say?
About boys, he helps me.
What?
Yeah, he's great. He's wonderful, I love him.
What's his advice for boys?
You know, that stays in the text messages.
But wait, because it gets even messier. The same year Drake was texting Millie, he was allegedly involved with another young woman, model Bella Harris, who was 18 at the time. But here's the real tea that has everyone's eyebrows raised to the heavens. It later came out that Drake first met Bella back in 2016 during his Summer 16 tour with Future. Do the math, sweetie. Bella was 16 at the time, and Drake was 29. By filing this defamation lawsuit, Drake has basically handed the internet an engraved invitation to pile up all these receipts against him. Instead of shutting down the conversation, he's made it easier for people to connect all these dots and question what in the world made him think this lawsuit would help his case. But hold on to your wigs because things might be about to get even worse for Drake. Word on the street is that Kendrick and Pusha T are teaming up on this new track for the upcoming Clips album. According to Hip Hop DX, Kendrick is featured on a song called Chains and Whips. And while nobody's officially spilling what the track's about, fans are convinced that Kendrick and Pusha are about to go nuclear on Drake and make things even messier for him. The question on everyone's lips right now is, did Drake completely fumble by filing this lawsuit, or does he actually have a case? And are Kendrick and Pusha really about to double down and make things even worse for him with this new track? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next video because this drama is far from over.